Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Both Ends of the Table. We're here live,
Live,
rolling with the
live, live.
rolling with the OG crew, Stevie J and the Loop. Had a nice little ring to it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, we're here to talk to you guys about Week 10, the recap from this week's NFL games, and boy, it was. This has been one of the most craziest seasons I think that the NFL has had in years. You don't know who to cheer for. You don't know who's going to win. You got bad teams beating good teams. You got good teams that look like shit. You have bad teams that look like they're the next Super Bowl champs for 1 week. And at this point, I don't even know where you even go. Who do you root for? Who are the favorites?
I don't know. Who? That's what I've been saying
Eh,
all season long. I feel like every week I'm just like, what the fuck? I called it. I called it before we hung up with Johnny. I was like, bro, we don't know what's gonna happen Sunday.
Dude, it's wild. I mean, you even just recap from Thursday. You got Las Vegas going up against Denver. That
in
game was 10-7.
a snooze fest.
Complete snooze fest. Denver looks like a shell of themselves. Vegas does what Vegas does. I mean, that's a clown show anyway. Then you followed up, you got the Atlanta and Indy game. Boy, Jonathan Taylor makes a very strong case for the MVP race. He looks outstanding. By the way, great for fantasy.
Fuck, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Absolutely, just absolutely insane. Then you got the New Orleans Saints beating Carolina Panthers. They were on a hot streak, and they just
Yeah,
get completely humbled by the Saints.
the worst team.
Then you got Jackson Dart going down with the concussion. Chicago pulls out the win, pulls out the comeback. For them, what seemed like they won the Super Bowl, because if you saw the post game afterwards in the locker room, them boys were cheering like they won the Super Bowl. It's crazy. But yeah, Jackson Dart goes down with the concussion. Brian Dayball gets fired. We'll get into that a little bit later. Jacksonville gets humbled by the Texans. Texans actually with Neck Mills decides to have somewhat of a competent offense show up. And what did they score? What is it? 16 unanswered points in the fourth
No,
quarter?
it was like 26 unanswered points, something
Or
crazy.
26 unanswered, just something insane, man. I mean, but Jacksonville definitely looks like the Jacksonville as of the last couple of years for sure. Clearly a different team without Travis Hunter and the boys and the crew out there on the field. And as
Yeah.
I said, Jacoby Myers is not going to make a difference out there. He is not the guy that's going to take you to the promised land. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. Then you had Miami. Miami doesn't even know how to suck right. Like that's the thing, bro. Like we're supposed to suck this year with
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill going down. The offense looking as shitty as it is. Tua basically leading the league in interceptions. We're supposed to suck, and we can't even suck right. How do you beat the Bills? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like seriously, and not just beat them, but flat out like just blow
Beat
the
it.
doors off their shit. Blow the doors off of their shit.
Yeah.
Like it is
What's y'all's running
crazy.
back's name?
Devon Achan
Achan
goes off. I mean,
over
Buffalo
200
all
yards
of a
from
sudden. I
scrimmage.
mean, yeah, I mean, Buffalo hasn't been really good defensively against the rush all season, but like they really got exploited this game right here. And so that's something that we'll get into a little bit later too. But Miami come out with the shocker win. They beat Buffalo. Baltimore, as expected, right? We expected hot things as soon as Lamar Jackson came back. And so it only took him, you know, just one game to get warmed up, and he's back to doing Lamar Jackson things. They win 27-19. Cleveland loses to the Jets. The Jets not only have a kickoff return for a touchdown, they had a punt return for a touchdown too. Holy smokes. But all of a sudden the Jets offload all their pieces and still somehow come out with the win.
Yeah, isn't that what is that? Three wins in a row or something like that?
No, I
Or
think
no?
there's 2 wins in a row. 2 wins in a row. But then, so New England and Tampa, probably the best game. Kiddo, can you give me one more, please? Uh, New England and Tampa Bay was probably the best game in terms of competition outside of the Rams and the 49ers. But the New England Patriots win against the Bucks 28-23. Seattle puts an ass whooping on Arizona 44-22.
Bro, two defensive touchdowns in like what the first quarter,
Something like that.
in like 6 minutes or something like that, bro. I was so
Crazy,
mad.
right?
The guy I was playing had like zero chance of winning. He had zero chance of beating me. And then out of nowhere, his chances go through the roof. And I'm flipping out like, what the fuck just happened? So I open my fantasy app, and this guy has freaking Seattle's defense has like 48 points from the defense, bro. I was like, what is going on? So then I flip it on and I see that homeboy had two fumble recovery touchdowns, and I'm just like,
For
jeez,
touchdowns.
Louise. And then guess what? Not only did he have Seattle's defense, he had freaking McBride, which I guess was the only player to play for Arizona that night. He went off for like another 30 something points. I was like, what the fuck? How does that work? How did both of them have 30 plus points? The defense and the opposing teams like score like, bro, make that make sense.
That is funny, man. Well, then you move on to the Rams and the 49ers divisional game right there, man, and that was a good game. Stafford, dude, is just another MVP candidate race right there too, man. 37 years old, he's up there in age. You know, his boy Clayton Kershaw just took his last reps as pitcher for the World Series, goes out high as a World Series champion. What a way to retire. Could Stafford be doing the same thing? Who knows?
That'd be
But
sick.
could
Imagine
you
that.
imagine him and Kershaw both go out with rings? Both of them are playing in LA. Both of them retired champions. Holy shit, what a story that would be.
What a story for the ages.
Yep. Then Detroit does Detroit things against Washington 44-22, similar to Seattle and Arizona. And then the Chargers, dog. They do me the favor and they keep the fucking Chiefs out of the motherfucking playoffs still, baby. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Steelers 25-10, dog. Exactly what I said on Friday. That these motherfuckers need a win. You know what I'm saying? That was the game to watch right there, dog.
That was a good game. I watched that game
That
just
was
because
the
I
game to
had
watch.
McDonkey and him and Herbert actually connected this game, so that was another plus for me.
Hell yeah.
Oh, what you eating there, Big
But
Pimp?
yeah, dude, I'm eating a pepperoni pizza.
Ooh,
I haven't ate since lunch.
ooh.
Came home, had to get these boys ready for baseball practice. Got them ready. We had to jump in the car. We had a haul ass. Practice is an hour away. Starts at 6. Didn't get done till 8:30. Had to stay behind, talk to the coach. We got tryouts and shit coming up next week. So it's like I just want to make sure I was on my P's and Q's with it. And then that led into another 30-minute conversation about how Steven's doing and what he expects from him next season and all this other stuff. So it's like I was like, all right. So then we go off topic on a rant about that and just some other stuff. And it was just like I look at the time, I was like, bro, I gotta go. I gotta be on air at 9:30, dog. Plug in plug in my GPS to get home just to see how much time it's gonna take. And it said ETA at 9:25. I was like, got 5 minutes to spare, dog. 5 minutes to spare. But so I ordered pizza on the way home because I was like, dude, I don't have time to stop. We
Yeah.
gotta go. We gotta go, baby. You know what I'm
Heck
saying?
yeah. That's funny.
Can't
Well,
be can't be waiting.
If there's
You
one
feel me,
thing,
chat?
if there's one thing everyone knows about this show is we love our food. So we will always stop to know what you're eating.
Mhm. Yeah, normally I wouldn't be eating on air like this, but boy, I'm starving, bro.
No, I don't blame you.
I had an early lunch today because it was just dead at work. So I was like, man, I'm gonna go to lunch. So I went to lunch at like 11,
Oh my gosh.
and then all I did was just slam myself like a chopped barbecue sandwich from Bill Miller's, and that was it, and a sweet tea. And
Mm.
I was like, all right, I'll have enough time when I get home. Nope, totally screwed myself
Yeah, it never works out.
because I got home. Let me tell you about this shit. I drives
Uh
me crazy. So I get home, I start working on the video edits. Soon as I get like in a groove, I'm like, all right, let's roll. Fucking doorbell rings. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Doorbell rings, and it's this same chick that's been ringing my doorbell for the last like week and a half. And I've managed to ignore her doorbell rings for the past week and a half, but I couldn't ignore it this time because my fucking garage door was open. So I was like, oh my God, she knows I'm home. She ain't gonna leave till I answer the door. So I open the door. Sure enough, it's a solicitor trying to sell me fucking security. She's like, do you have security already? I'm like, yes, I do.
I've been staring at you for the last
Well,
5 minutes knocking on my door.
yeah. She was like, oh, I see you have the doorbell camera. And I was like, right. She's like, did you buy that yourself or is it security? I was like, well, it's mine. I was like, but yeah, it's for security. Yeah. Well, who do you have? And I'm like, you wouldn't know. It's a local company. You wouldn't know. I was like, it's not Vivint. It's not any of these other places, not ADT. It's a local company. It's the people who installed the electrical shit in my house. Oh, really? I didn't know that they could do that. I'm like, yeah, me either. But they do. And they did. And it's great. Well, how much are they charging you a month? I said, ma'am, just know that you ain't gonna be able to match their prices, and I'm really not interested in what you have to sell me. I was like, I hate to be a dick,
It's the people who
but I'm
install the
sorry.
electrical shit in the house.
It's I was like, I'm set. Like, I'm good. Like, you don't have to just go to the next house. She's like, well, we have a really good deal. I was like, y'all all do. All y'all have a good deal.
Yeah, everyone has a good startup deal.
Yeah. I was like, but I'm not interested. I was like, I'm sorry, but so here she goes on this long fucking soliloquy about how she's got all this shit. She's gonna give me this stuff, that stuff, this stuff, that stuff. I'm like, right, that's great, cool. How much is it gonna cost me though? Oh, well, it's only gonna cost you $300. And I was like, ma'am, I don't feel like spending $300 right now. The holidays around the corner. I gotta worry about getting kids some presents. Santa's gotta come too. So I'm buying for two right now. You know what I'm saying? And dude, so she was at my door, bro, for like 35 minutes, kept making the motion sensor goes off. So Yvette's over here blowing me up. Who the fuck's at the door? Who are you talking to? I'm like, just chime in, join the conversation while you're at it. Shit. And so finally she takes off. So then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm set. I'm solid. Finally, she's gone. Then my neighbor calls me. Hey, bro, your dog's in my backyard. I was like, mother, dude, his dog was in my backyard this morning. So I called him so that way he can come get the dog. Then he calls me this afternoon that my dog's in his yard. I'm like, bro, where the hell is this hole? Me and him, we just patched up everything in our backyard. And all of a sudden there's another hole now. So after all that was said and done, bro, I had to take off to practice. I was like, Jesus.
Golly. That boy just been busy. That's funny. What a day.
Telling you, bro.
What a day.
What a day. What about you?
Oh, I had fun. I was at work, working, making calls. It was very slow. It was very slow to say. I made a lot of calls, just trying to get customers in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Just anyone who inquired last month, I'm just calling them, calling them, calling them. If I haven't called them 3 times, I'll recalling them. Well, I
Any luck?
log every time I call, and if they don't answer, I'm like one, two. On the third time, I'll erase them.
Any luck though?
Yeah, a few of them. A few of them bite. I had like three of them bite. So I got an appointment for later on in the month on a pretty nice job. But for the most part, no one really answers. So I try to call at different times. Like today, I decided to call during lunch. And that's how I got three people to answer. But it's a hit or a miss. I think I called like 37 people today.
Y'all don't have a texting feature?
Yeah, so I call, they don't answer, I text.
Hmm.
I call and text every person, every time. Now I'm working on because our system right now, for whatever the reason, it doesn't have a spot where you can put your email. So I have them adding a spot for email section. So now I can get their emails. So I'm gonna call, text, and
Mhm.
email. Knock them all out. What's up?
Dude, emails are probably the easiest thing to get some advertising out on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy how many people actually use emails nowadays. Still, like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I guess you're in
And
the
it's
business
free.
too. But
And
yeah,
it's free.
a lot of people use email. A lot of people.
Yeah. Email is free. Doesn't cost you a dime. Doesn't
Yeah.
cost you a dime, but just a little bit of time. You feel me? Kapil kapish.
Some good fish, man. But nah, it was a pretty long, dragged out day. Got home, had some fucking badass hot dogs.
Talk to
You
me.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You saw that
No,
picture,
I
right?
don't.
You saw that picture.
What picture?
The picture of the hot dog wrapped in bacon.
Let me see.
Oh,
Oh, is that hot Cheetos?
it is with hot Cheetos crushed on top with the peppers.
Damn.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know about that mustard and mayo though.
bro, you have to. What the fuck?
Mayo on a hot dog?
Cut ketchup, mustard, and mayo, all of them.
Nah,
Bro,
fam.
you never had a proper 7-Eleven dog if you haven't had all
You
three
need
of
to
them on
throw.
there.
You need to put that on there with some chili and cheese and some fucking pico de gallo. Mm.
That's a chili
Crumble
cheese
it.
dog.
I don't give a fuck. It's a hot dog either way.
I don't give a, you think I give a fuck? You think I give a fuck?
Huh. Look at my face. Does it look like I care? I don't care. Hey, but that looked good though.
No, it slaps, bro. I ate three of them.
Yeah. I'm just
I'm,
not a fan of my weenies being with some mayonnaise. Mm-mm. I'll be all right.
you gotta try it though, dude. You gotta try it. You can't. It's just when it's all together, it's all the flavors combined, bro. There's this place right across the street from my work. That boy Phillips with the forced fumble. Ooh. That boy that got traded from Miami to the Eagles is popping off this game, bro.
Is he really?
Yes, he's doing phenomenal. And now, according to one of our fans, Francisco Palacios, 8279, he says that boy Phillips just got a forced fumble.
Yep. I wonder what the 8279 stands for. Is that the age of women that he's attracted to?
Oh, damn! From 82 to 79.
That was payback for his sister Jalissa.
That's
I was
funny.
all, what is the 82? She has like a high number as well on hers.
Yeah.
He's like, it's probably the age of men that she likes.
Oh.
I was like, damn, bro, like that, dog.
It's like that.
You gotta
That's
call
funny.
this sister out like that, brother.
The size of it in inches.
Chill out, bro.
Hey, we gotta keep it PG, man. We gotta keep it PG.
He's all, but it's in decimals, and the decimal starts before the 8.
It
Yeah.
was funny. I
Anyway,
used to, I'm not even gonna go ahead. Never mind. Yeah, let's switch up. It's about to go way off.
no, for sure. But Jalen Phillips is that dog, though. Better believe it. But let's talk about that Indianapolis game, bro. Because, like I said, Jonathan Taylor, man, he's making the case for MVP. Now, obviously, it's already been talked about all over the radio waves. Everyone's been talking about it all day today about Jonathan Taylor making his case. I think his odds right now are fourth to win MVP, but obviously everyone's predicting that it's going to go to a quarterback. But how do you think the vote should be decided? Do you feel like the votes are even fair when it comes against, say, a wide receiver, running back, or anything like that? Do you think it's fair that it just always is a quarterback award? How do you view the MVP voting situation in terms of what the rules are?
So
Like,
how,
what's your take on the whole thing? Because I have my opinion, but I
yeah.
want to know what's your take on the whole thing when it comes
So
to
how
voting
do
for
they
the
even get the votes for the MVP in the first place? Is it players or is it fans? Is it committees?
Yeah, so it's a committee. It's like an AP committee. So it's typically people in the media, but it also consists of other players too. I think, or other people too. But it's like I think a total of like 25 people that are on that committee that vote for those awards.
Wow. So I think it should be kind of like fan vote in a sense, but not purely fan vote because they're just gonna put their favorite player. So maybe the NFL should get like a player vote, and the top five go out to the fans, and then the fans decide that maybe, or something like that, in that way. But I think there should be a defensive MVP, and I think there should be an offensive MVP, and I think it should only be like that with football because football is the only sport where you're not playing both sides of the ball, and I think that's very very important. I don't think it's fair for a quarterback to win MVP if if they had a defensive player like just basically like JJ Watt. Like, there's no way JJ Watt shouldn't have won that MVP. When he got his 22 and a half sacks, 5 fucking touchdowns, 3 forced fumbles, 5 interceptions, fucking saved 3 kids from a fire, he rescued 3 cats from a tree. There's no doubt in my mind that he should have won MVP. But like,
Yep.
there's always players in the defensive.
Rebuilt an entire city from hurricane destruction.
Yeah, fuck Aaron
Yeah.
Donald. He could have had an MVP. Like, there's so many defensive players that are MVP worthy that I feel like get robbed. So there should
Well, so
definitely
like
be offense and defensive.
you have your offensive player of the year, you have your defensive player of the year, but then you have the MVP.
Yeah.
And so they do have a way to recognize the defensive side of the guys. My thing that just drives me nuts is I hate that they feel that it has to go back to a quarterback. And so, real quick, just to tell you, it's a panel of 50 broadcasters and journalists that make up the AP selection that pick the NFL MVP. So that could come from a whole slurry of different people. But again, between broadcasters and journalists, my thing is that I understand where a lot of these people come from whenever they're talking about how they go about voting for the NFL MVP and oh, it's the quarterback because
He gets the ball first. Uh-oh.
that when you hand a ball off, like that's not an accolade. That shouldn't count as an accolade for the quarterback. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
All you're doing is handing the ball off. But because you handed the ball off, that means that you take credit for the running back success. That doesn't make no sense in my eyes, at least. And so
Yeah.
I think that they do need to open it up because, to your point, I think that Cooper Cup should have won it when he was a Triple Crown winner.
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
He made a case to make MVP there. Saquon Barkley last season, he made himself a very strong case to be NFL MVP. Jonathan Taylor's doing the same thing here. But the last time that we had one was with Adrian Peterson, which was what, 2012.
Yep.
But it's so difficult for these guys because you have to break a damn near unbreakable records that haven't been touched in years, in decades. You have to break those kinds of records, but yet a quarterback just has to throw for 3,000 yards.
Yeah, not even take his team to the playoffs, probably.
So it's
Just has
like
to have.
I feel like it's so quarterback friendly on that, and that there needs to be a new criteria of how they judge an NFL MVP. Because if you take Jonathan Taylor off of this Colts team, you think they're 8-2 or 9-2, whatever the record is right now?
Heck no,
No.
dude.
Hell
Heck
no.
no. Look how many touchdowns he's accounted for too. Not only his
Right.
yards, but his
He's on
touchdowns, bro.
yeah, he's on pace to break the single season record for running backs for touchdowns.
What
He's
is
on
he at?
pace
Like
to break it right now.
26?
I don't know what he's at currently. Let's find out here though.
I got him on my other fantasy league.
So next gen stats, season leaders, rushing, Mr. Jonathan Taylor, he's at 15 rushing touchdowns right now through 10 games. So he's averaging 1.5 touchdowns per game.
That seems crazy. I feel like he's getting like 2 or 3 touchdowns every game.
Well, I think they said that he normally gets, or he's only had like a couple of games where he's gotten less than 2 touchdowns, or one game that he's gotten less than 2 touchdowns, it seems like. But 10 games played, 10 games started, 1,100 rushing yards, averaging 6 yards a carry. That's insane. 15 touchdowns right now. No fumbles. His
No
yards after
fumbles.
he's got 891 yards after contact.
So let me ask you this. I want to see how you feel about this question. Do you think yards after catch should go to a quarterback?
Mm,
Because although you love them for fantasy, like
yeah.
do those like some of these quarterbacks numbers be fucking blowing up because the receivers can fucking make some people miss and take off from short. Like for instance, we can go to one of my favorite players of all time, Peyton Manning, to his
Mhm.
fucking 55 touchdown season. A lot of those were screen passes
Yeah. I mean, I
that
think
just took
that
off.
I I think it should still count towards the quarterback. Um, because there are some certain situations where a quarterback is actually having to throw a wide receiver open rather than
Yeah.
the wide receiver themselves being open for the pass. And so a quarterback can kind of dictate whether it's, throwing a back shoulder pass over the shoulder, maybe they're throwing a moon ball, but they're throwing it dead center to kind of lead you on a post route type of thing because the guy's covering you up on the outside. So you're going to throw it if he's covering you up on your left hand shoulder on the outside of the numbers, you're going to throw it on the right hand side because you're going to have your receiver's going to have a better chance. And so if that leads you open, which leads you to get those extra yards, it should still count towards the quarterback, in my opinion. So I don't have a disagreement with how that goes around. But again, I just have that disagreement with how they choose to vote on this whole NFL MVP thing because it always goes to a quarterback. And there are a lot of cases where you can argue that that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah. Derrick Henry's breakout season.
Yep. Yeah, with the Titans, bro.
Come on
He had
now,
some
man.
crazy seasons with that stuff, man. 2,000 rush yards, all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of things, man. Well,
But
who
for
knows?
sure, I think
Maybe
Jonathan Taylor's definitely making himself a case for NFL MVP.
yeah, he's making. I'm about to say that. I was gonna say the same thing. He's making it hard to. He's becoming undeniable at some point.
Hmm. Yeah, at some point. And then can you imagine if they make a deep run of the playoffs strictly on his shoulders? How could you I mean, granted, I know it's a regular season award, so the playoffs don't count, but
Hmm.
still, come on now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, you mean you look at it like look at the game they lost. Uh, how did Jonathan Taylor do? Who was the most recent ass whooping they took? Who was it again? Like 2 weeks ago. Who did they lose to?
Who? Indiana?
Yeah, no, yeah, the Colts. Who did they lose to?
They lost to the Steelers,
The
20
Steelers.
to 27.
How did Jonathan Taylor do that game?
Well, they shut him down. They shut him down. I think he only had what was it? 87 yards rushing.
And they lost.
Mm-hmm. 87 yards rushing, no touchdowns.
Daniel Jones couldn't do anything.
No.
Their pass game was non-existent.
He had 6 turnovers that game too. Like it was terrible. It was a terrible outing.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I mean, and that's the other thing too, is that Jonathan Taylor, who knows what he's hiding behind the flaws of Daniel Jones. We always talk about that. You know,
Yeah.
the quarterback's play is predicated on establishing the running game. When the running game is non-existent, I don't care what quarterback you have, you're not going to have anything at all.
Yep.
You know, it's very difficult. There's only a very select few of quarterbacks that can overcome not having a running game. But if you look
Mm-hmm.
at all the all-time greats, they always have good running backs running right behind them. You
Yeah.
know, and that goes back to the John Elways of the world. That goes back to Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. I mean, they always had great running backs behind them because you have to establish the run game in order to open up the pass game. When you become a one-dimensional team and you're forced to just pass, defenses don't have to play for the run. That makes it very difficult on the quarterback. You know, and so
Did
there's only a select few of quarterbacks that can overcome that.
did Tom Brady and Peyton Manning really have good running backs throughout their season?
Yeah, they did.
Who?
What do you mean? Who?
Who was
Have
Peyton
you?
Manning's great running backs?
Well, you're gonna make me have to Google them because I can't throw their names right off the top of my dome like that. But
Shit.
why'd you have to put me on the spot like that?
Because I don't think they did. Not from what I can recall. I can't really think of like any outstanding running backs that Tom Brady and Peyton Manning had.
I want
The
to say
only
his
ones
name
that
was
come to what's up?
I just don't know how to pronounce his name. I think is it Edrin James or something like that?
I don't know. That doesn't sound
Uh,
familiar to me.
yeah, Edrin James. That was his running back.
Who?
Edrin James.
But who's that? Who's running back?
Peyton Manning with the Colts.
Damn, that was his early years or what?
He played for 11 seasons in the NFL.
Dang, what years were those?
Bro, I'm not going to get into all that with you right now, dog.
I don't know that
Come on
guy.
now. Well, you
Oh,
don't know that guy,
you looked him
but
up.
you were just one. I just told you I couldn't pronounce. I didn't know exactly how to pronounce his name. Edrin James is literally spelled Edge RRIN. Edrin James. But
What a
I
mess.
wanted to say like Edwin, or I didn't know if it was like Edwin. I didn't want to fucking misspeak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then Tom Brady's running backs. Didn't he have Marshall Falk in there?
Marshall Falk with the Ram. He was at the Rams. Oh, he would have had him on his later years. Marshall Falk's later years. Back in the early years. Oh, like in the mid. Probably right
Yeah, but
before the 2010.
that's when he was winning championships, brother.
Did he? Did he win with Marshall was with Falk? I don't think so. I don't know. Not that I remember either. I don't remember this
He
James guy at all, though. I'm
You
gonna have to
had
look this
Sony
guy up.
Michelle, you had Dion Lewis, you had James White, you had
But
Brandon Bolden.
are those great running backs? So like I like all those running backs. But are they great running backs,
Listen,
or did the quarterbacks make them great? That's basically what I'm trying to say. Because there's
a
a lot of running
quarterback,
backs that seem
hold
pretty
on,
badass
hold
with
on.
Peyton Manning and
A
Tom Brady.
quarterback cannot make
But
a running back look great.
oh yes, they can.
No. A running back can make a quarterback look great,
Oh
but
what?
I don't feel like a quarterback can make a running back great. Other than maybe throwing him some dump passes down in the flat when they're the check down person, maybe so. But no. No, I'm not sitting here saying that they
I
hold
think when
on,
you're
hold on.
Peyton Manning
I'm not
and you're
sitting here saying that they had all-time greats. I'm not sitting here saying they had all-time greats like an Emmett Smith type of player. What I'm saying is that if you look at their championship runs, they have good running backs on that squad.
but I think a lot of it had to do with was Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Their playing style, their ability to read defense and know when to audible to the right play, the way that they demanded their line so much from their offensive line. Like I
Yeah,
think a
but
lot
that
of
doesn't
because if you look at a lot of the running backs, once their time is over with them, they kind of suck. They're almost non-existent. Like look at a lot of running backs that left after they left Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. They weren't as good as they were once before with them.
okay, so then are you saying that Tony Romo was that type of player too then?
He could have been, yeah. Tony Romo was a smart
But
quarterback.
are you gonna put him in that upper echelon with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees?
Mm.
Because
Where are you
if you
trying to
look
go with
at
that argument, though? Are you trying to argue like DeMarco Murray?
DeMarco Murray, look at how
That's
good he was with Dallas.
that's the
And
Dallas
you're gonna say
offensive
that,
line, though.
okay, but you just flat out said that it's the quarterback. The
Yeah, but
quarterback makes
it
the
could have
running
been
back look
Romo as
better.
well.
But that
Yeah,
wasn't the case, it was the line.
that
The
was the
line,
line
if
on
you
that
talk
one.
to any running back, if you talk to any running back right now, any running back, I don't care who you talk to, you can pull one up from the 60s. If you can get them on a chat, you can pull one up from the 60s. Every single one of them will tell you, I'm great when the line is great. I'm terrible when the line is terrible. If my guys don't block around me, I am nothing. I am nobody. Every single running back's going to tell you the same thing.
Well, yeah, but the difference is the play calling that the quarterback has and their ability to get the rhythm and the running
The
back
run plays
going.
are all the same. The run plays are all the same.
Okay, but not the way in which they call them.
What? Because Josh McDaniels is calling one and KOC is calling another, or AOC is calling
Bro,
another, whatever you want to call it, Kevin O'Connell,
go look at Peyton Manning
just because it's
and
coming from two
go look
different
at
voices.
go watch No Sean Moreno play with Peyton Manning and look at the way Peyton Manning orchestrates that offense perfectly for No Sean Moreno to do what he does, and then go look at No Sean Moreno go to the Dolphins and eat ass. And you can't say that's all because of the line. Yes, the line was great, but a lot of it was just because Peyton
So
Manning
the line is
was
non-existent. So
was
the
a
line
great
doesn't matter.
quarterback. But
So the offensive line
yes,
doesn't matter.
yeah, it does matter.
It
But I'm not
100% matters.
absolutely. But I'm saying
It's all because of the
the
line.
quarterback can definitely make a running back better than what he is, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Well, then what are you saying?
That's all I've been saying. That a quarterback can make a running back better than what he is.
No, it's the line.
Yes. It's not only the line. No.
Is the it,
No.
what
It's
is
the
the quarterback
controller of
doing
the
to the running back?
offense. The controller of the offense. He can't run for the running back, but dude,
Do
I'm
you not
telling you, go look.
realize how much do you not realize like how important it is for a running back to be successful? And he's going to rely on the quarterback to get him there? No, the running back has to rely on the line.
No
The
one's
running back
saying
has to
we're
rely
not
on the
talking about
line to get there
reliance. We're not
because
talking about
and
reliance. We're not talking about he's
reliant.
relying on him. No one's relying on him. The quarterback just makes them better because of their playing. The quarterback elevates that running back.
Let's leave this to the chat, okay?
You cannot sit
The
there and act
chat.
like running backs did not play better while next to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
So you're going to say that Ryan Tannehill is the reason why Derrick Henry was so badass?
No, not in that
Thank you.
case.
Exactly. No, oh,
That's a
well,
different
no.
fucking
Hold
case.
your Why is it a different standard for him?
Because he's a great running back. He went to another team and was
Oh,
still great.
right. But you
That's
just
what I've been.
said that the
That's why
quarterback makes the running back better. So
I'm
you
saying
have
the
to
ones
credit
that played
Ryan
with Tom.
Tannehill
You're
with
not
giving King
listening.
Henry.
You're not listening. You're listening to what you want to listen to. I said the quarterbacks, the running backs that have played with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, right? They go to another team
You
and they
talking
suck
about the
because
so
Tom Brady
only
and Peyton
those
Manning
two.
elevate these guys, right?
So only those
The
two then.
argument can't go to Henry because Henry goes to another team and he still balls out. So obviously it wasn't the running back. I mean the quarterback.
Well, no, but in your standards, that would just mean that Lamar. It's the same thing for Lamar Jackson.
No, because he's not even doing anything this year. He sucks.
He hasn't played, but hardly any games, and he doesn't suck.
He hasn't done
The
anything.
defense sucked.
Bro, he fumbled how many times in the beginning of the year?
Bro, he was putting up 40 burgers. All on offense. They weren't pick sixes or run backs from kickoffs or punt returns. He was putting up 42 points on the offensive side, averaging for his defense was giving up 40 points too. What do you expect him to do?
He was
The
fumbling
motherfucker
like
can't
once
play
every
DB.
game. He
You
was
sound like
fumbling once
Cisco right
every
now.
game.
You sound like Cisco right now with the Josh
No,
Allen thing. Oh, it's because
no.
he fumbled. Yeah.
This is facts,
You
Joe, right
can't
now.
sit there and
We're
say that.
speaking facts.
No. No.
You're trying to go way off to win
You're
your
trying to
argument,
sit there and
and
say
it's
that
not
the
making
Baltimore
sense.
Ravens were
You're trying
trash
to
this year
flip my
because of
words.
Lamar Jackson?
You're
You're
trying
trying
to
to say
flip
the
my
Baltimore
words.
Ravens are trash because of Lamar Jackson? There's no way.
What are you
The
talking about now?
defense sucks.
What are you talking about now? See, I don't know where you go with these arguments. You're taking words completely out of content, and I'm not saying any of these things.
Brother, you said
What did I say?
you said that quarterbacks make a running back better.
I
So I
said
said,
a
okay,
quarterback can make a running back better. I didn't say
okay.
all quarterbacks, right?
I don't
Did I
know.
say? I said. I
You sure
said
batted off a
a.
couple of them.
I said a quarterback can make a running back better, like your Tom Brady's and your Peyton Manning's. Go rewind.
They can hold them to a higher standard. Yes, I'm not disagreeing with that. But if you're going to sit there and say that they can, then you would have to credit other quarterbacks too that you normally wouldn't credit. For example, like a Ryan Tannehill.
No, because that's a different story.
Okay, so then are
Because
you going to
I
give
said because another part of my argument was look at the running backs. Once they go to another team, they suck. Derrick Henry went to another team. He didn't suck. He's not doing good now, but prior
okay,
to
so
this now, he was still doing good. So that's not the case. Derrick Henry is just Derrick
so
Henry.
what
He's an
about
elite running back, no matter what. These guys that were playing with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, they weren't elite. A lot of times we thought they were elite while they were with them, but once they left the team, they became nobodies. They weren't the people who they were with when they were standing next to Brady or Peyton Manning. And I'm saying just basically simply off the Tom Brady and Peyton Manning's abilities to adjust the play and audible, like, oh, this is the passing play. But look, I see a lane right here. Audible, hey, this is now a run through the A gap. Boom, 5 yard pickup because the linebacker was probably out in the left, and defensive backs were back there, so they saw the hole up the middle. Easy 5 yard gain, stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
okay.
Yeah, enjoy that pizza.
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it.
No, don't let me have it.
No, I'll let
What do
you
you got
have
to
it,
say?
man.
What do you got to say?
It's cool. I'm not gonna sit there
Wait,
and I'm not gonna sit here and argue with it.
no, argue with it. Argue with it.
No, it's good because you're not understanding. Same way that you said that I'm not understanding.
What am I not understanding? Tell the world. Damn, I'm losing my voice again. Son of a bitch.
I've already said everything that he said. The world knows what's up.
But how
They
does
know
that
that.
relate to what I'm saying?
And just so you know, by the way, Edrin James, all-time leading rusher, he's ranked 12th, by the way. All
And
time
what?
rushing yards.
But
So
when was he with the Colts?
he may not be a nobody to you,
When was he with the Colts?
but people who watch ball know who Edrin James was.
Who, who, how, when was he with the
Exactly my
Colts?
point. You don't even know when he was with the Colts. So how can you sit there and make a statement on him?
Oh my God. Because his name does not sound, he has to been like in the first couple seasons of Peyton Manning.
Boy, this pizza good. Anyway,
Where's it from?
moving on.
Where is it from? Where's your pizza from?
Marco's dog. Marco's Pizza.
Ooh, they're okay. They're pretty good. I remember when Corpus got one, it fucking blew up.
Well, yeah, because the dough is good. Dough don't leave you all fucking bloated and heartburn and shit. Anyway, moving
His
on.
last season with Indianapolis was 2005.
Brother, I'm done. We're done. We're moving on. New topic. New segment.
That's all like, God, Lee, dude. What? I do not remember this guy playing with them.
Ask Peyton Manning. That motherfucker remember? Ask Peyton Manning.
I'll ask
Yeah.
him. You know what's crazy
Go to
about
his
Peyton Manning?
go to his football camps in the summertime up in Louisiana, because that's where they hold them. Go to his football camp. Take your boy out there. It ain't that far of a drive for you. And go talk to him. And be like, hey man, who's Edrin James? I have no idea who the fuck that guy is. Watch him
And
gonna
did you
slap you across
do
the
you feel
face.
like you elevated his game at all? Because I'm looking at his stats, and after he left the Colts and went to Arizona, he kind of fell off.
Here we go. You can't sit there and talk shit about his career when he didn't even know his fucking name. You didn't even know his name.
But this, I'm just kidding. He did good after he left them too.
Brother, come on now.
That's funny. That is too funny. Looks like he got drafted with Peyton Manning, 1999. So it would have been the year after Peyton Manning.
Anyway, we need to move on, brother. We've stayed too long on this topic because we got some hotter news than that with the New York Giants. Obviously, they let go of Brian Daboll today, which was crazy. I mean, everyone saw it writing on the wall. It was gonna happen. He's dropped 4 double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. So, like, no one else has that sort of accolade. It's a terrible accolade to be a part of. The defense is full of studs, and yet they're performing like ass. And then obviously on the offensive side, you got injuries to Scattaboo, you got injuries to Malik Neighbors. Do you agree with the firing? Do you not agree? Like, what's your take on the whole thing? What's your reaction to the firing of Brian Daboll?
I saw it in the news. Like I saw it like creeping up and all up in the on X. Everyone was talking about it, but then when it happened, I was kind of surprised because it seemed like everyone was kind of surprised at the same time too. It was kind of like a hearing news of Dayball gonna get fired, and then bam, he got fired, and I was like, holy shit, why did they fire him first? And that's kind of how I was. I was like, damn, because just like how you said, they're blaming him for the lead loss, and if that's the reason why, like, I can't really just see why how justifying firing him for those blown leads is his fault. I would say maybe that's the defensive coordinator's fault. If the reasoning behind it was offense is falling apart, can't keep players healthy, overworking them, I'd been like, okay, yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, I can see why you got rid of that motherfucker. But if the main reason is the lead blowns, like I can't really see how that's his fault. That's a this thing's a defensive. I mean, at the end of the day, he's the head coach. It all falls on him. But what's going on with his defensive coordinator? Who's this guy? What's his chair look like right now?
100%. Well, so I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. Okay. With the fourth quarter leads and the leads getting blown, it is his fault. I'll give him that. Because at the end of the
How
day, you
so?
are the head coach. It is going to fall back on you. And so offensively, you also hold a responsibility, right? When you have a
Yeah.
lead, your job is to drain the clock out. Now, obviously, that requires you running the football. But if you don't get, say, for example, if you don't get first downs, you get to a third down situation, it's obvious passing play. Well, your job is to make sure that you call an easy passing play that is going to shore you enough yards to get the first down. And when those plays are not executed, because typically you start going into your bag on that one. Fourth quarter leads, you just need to do game managing situations. You start going into your bag. You're going to start going into your surefire plays, the ones that you know that you can execute at a very high level 100% of the time, right?
Yeah.
They're often the ones that you just practice consistently over and over and over and over and over, right? And the
Yeah.
fact is that he wasn't drawing up great offensive plays to do enough damage to that clock to where it's like when the opponent gets back, they got no time to keep up. Now, on the flip side of that, the defensive coordinator also holds responsibility to that too, because they were allowing they were playing very soft coverages, especially when it's nearing crunch time and it's time to close that game out. They're playing very soft coverage, allowing them to gain 7 to 10 yards on these easy dump off passes as soon as the ball's hiked. That's not going to win you football games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to learn to just play man to man, play press coverage, and just get in their face. And if the guy blows by you, guy blows by you, right? That doesn't fall on the defensive coordinator, that falls on the player, right?
Yeah.
But because these coordinators and the coaches, the way that they have to play, because their jobs are so like result oriented, right? If they win, they're heroes. If they lose, they suck, right? They're the worst people in the world.
Yeah.
Because of that whole like culture that exists today with coaches, go figure why they play that way. But anyways, nonetheless, I think they fired the right guy. I just think that they fired the
Wrong
right guy
time.
at the wrong time, because they should have fired Joe Shane first, in my opinion.
The
That would
GM.
have yes, that would have set the stage right there. I would have let him go 2 weeks ago. Then to follow it up last week, I would have let go the defensive coordinator.
Oh
And
shit.
then I would have kept Dayball riding through the rest of the way to the end of the season, and then mutually part ways with him at the end of the season. I would have let Dayball just finish off the season. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere with him. You ain't gonna go nowhere without him. So you might as
Yeah.
well just
Right.
keep him. And the
Who
fact
who's
is that somebody's gonna pick him up, because he's not a terrible offensive mind. He's really great. He's a really good guy. And he knows talent. He knows how to pick him out.
who's the quarterback now for the Giants? Winston. Jameis Winston.
Is that a serious question?
Who's isn't Jackson Dart have a concussion?
Oh, so you're talking about who's going to stand in his place?
Yeah.
Who's playing in his place? It's going to be
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, I forgot about him. Oh. Oh, that's tough.
Now, here's a guy that knows ball.
Bro. Why wouldn't you just put Jameson at this point? Honestly, just let him have it, bro.
Maybe because you're paying Russell Wilson $10 million, and you're only paying Jameis like probably $3 million.
Jeez. That's funny. But no, I can definitely see I can see what you're saying on the whole Dayball thing. Absolutely. Man, where does he go now? I
I
don't
don't
want to
know,
say he goes to the Texans because I want to wait for I want to make wait for McDaniels to get fired.
but I'll tell you what though, that whole entire thing, that whole entire New York job, it's going to
Yeah,
be a very sought after job. There are going to be coaches lined up at the door waiting to get that job.
they
Because if you
want
think about
Jackson
it,
Dart and
you
Cam.
got your quarterback of the future, you got your running back of the future, both on rookie contracts. On top of that, you have Abdul Carter also on a rookie contract. You already signed Thibodeau, and you have Brian Burns there, who's probably going to be a top 5 defensive player of the year right now. So that roster is loaded. Not to mention you still have Malik Neighbors, who's just injured right now. So you have a franchise wide receiver, a true wide receiver one. That team is ready. They're ready.
The only thing
They
is
just need better coaching.
how do Neighbors and Cam come back from those injuries?
They're going to be just fine.
We would hope.
They're going to be just fine. They ain't shedding anything. I would not overthink it at all.
No, okay. I'm overthinking it like a motherfucker.
You are.
Both of them gruesome. Ugh.
Okay. So Dak Prescott, how's he looked so far? He can still throw,
Not
he can
bad.
still run, right?
Yeah.
He had the same injury as Scadaboom.
Did he?
Came back just fine. How many people have tore their ACL and come back just fine?
Not many, bro.
Now recently they have.
Really?
Maybe not
Cooper
before,
Cup?
and it just depends on the age that they tear the ACL in their career. In Malik
I
Neighbors'
mean,
case,
I
he's
guess
still young.
you look at Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Joe Burrow.
Burrow. I can't really count a quarterback though. It's a different type of. I mean, I guess it's a different load bearing on the work that they're doing. But I mean, I guess quarterback's getting hit every play as well, so it's pretty rough too. Who knows? I mean, I'm not hoping they do bad. I'm hoping they come back and they tear it up, but it's just
Yeah,
scary.
they're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna tear it up, dog. It's just a matter of that field keeping them healthy. That's the
Yeah,
difference. That field needs to keep them healthy. But nonetheless, like I said, that New York job, dude, people are gonna be lined up at the fucking door for that job, bro. And I'm very curious as to who gets it.
me too. Now that you're bringing it up,
And it's wild, dude,
Who-
because you think about it,
who's getting promoted right now is
dude.
interesting as well. Have they said?
Like, like, what if Belichick decides to just come back? Maybe he likes that New York job because they got themselves a defense. He's a defensive minded coach. They already have the offense set up. All he's got to do is find a great OC who can call plays.
Damn. I mean,
I mean,
young quarterback.
he can't call up Josh McDaniels, but I'm sure
Where
he
is
can find somebody
McDaniels?
with the Patriots.
That's right. Under
See,
Vrabel.
dog, come on, man. You're supposed to know this shit.
No, not yet. I'm still catching up.
No, you're supposed to know it.
I know you're
Mm-mm.
McDaniels.
I'm locked in, baby.
Your McDaniels is
Locked
the one
in.
I want.
maybe old Belichick goes to New York, picks up Mike McDaniels. Damn, that'd be wild.
That'd be
That'd be
weird.
crazy, bro. I could
That'd be
totally
such
see
a
it
weird
though.
combo. They'd both be
I could
sleeping
totally
with
see
young
it.
girls.
Well, McDaniels is young himself. I mean, granted, he's in his
I
40s,
know
but
that's what I'm
like
saying.
late 30s, early 40s. But no, bro, that's got to be weird for the players at UNC. Like when his girlfriend comes over to like give him a hug and a kiss, and knowing that maybe she might be younger than some of those players.
For real?
Nah, I'm just kidding. I think she's like in her mid to late 20s now. But I'm just saying that's not far off from where they're at.
No, not at all. I mean, because what do you when you're a senior? 22, 23?
22, 22, 23, 24.
That's insane, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Exactly. That's some weird shit, brother. I wouldn't want to
I'd
be
be, I'd
around
be,
that.
I coach wouldn't like me. I'd be poking the bear. I'd be going up to her
Bro,
like,
I'm just
what do you want?
I'm just weirded out. I'm just weirded out by the whole thing, bro. Like, I don't know how women do that shit where like
The old
it
man.
just dude, like wrinkly balls and just no. Like, are you into
But then
that
you
kind of
hope,
shit?
but then you
Loose
hope to
skin?
like, then you hope when you're that age and if you're lonely, you can get a girl like that.
Brother, I'm hoping to even make it to that age, much less think about trying to find me a woman like that. Bro, I wouldn't be able to keep up. She'd kill me. Make my heart rate go
Right.
too high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God
No,
damn.
absolutely. I don't get it,
Hey,
bro.
hey, bro, but hey, you still got it like that, Bill. I feel you, dog. All right.
No, hell no.
I tip my cap, baby. Respect, dog.
No. I'm just saying, I think if we were all to make it that age and we were lonely, we would go look for some youngster.
I don't know, man. Again, a part of me just doesn't feel right about that. Like, bro, he's old enough to be like her great granddad.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
The dog never dies. Right?
Like, he's probably old enough to be the parents of her parents, and he's dating her.
Imagine, bro. What do you do? What do you do as her parent when you bring grandpa over for dinner?
Yeah, what do you do as her parents when she brings him over and he's older than the parents?
He's telling
Because
them
he
what to
probably
do.
is. He probably is older than the parents. Like, what do you say to that? Oof.
He's
I wouldn't want to be at
73.
I wouldn't want to be at that Thanksgiving table. I'll tell you that. Mm-mm. Motherfucker, I be eating my yams like this. I'm telling you, bro.
She's 24. Holy shit.
So exactly my point, bro. Some of these fucking players are the same age as her, dog.
They go to class with her. They're like, you're banking coach.
Right. Yes, dude. That may I think about shit like that, bro. I'm like, dude, how awkward. That's gotta be a fucking total distraction to the team. She's over here on the field, like, baby, can I get like $100 so I can go get my nails did? And he's like, babe, I'm trying to coach a fucking team here. Like, I got these players that need to get to the NFL. Oh, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about my nails. My nails are more important. No, they're not. Not today.
Imagine like you're like, her name's Jordan. Imagine going to school with her. You're like, bro, it's crazy watching Jordan. She used to fucking give what's his name blowjobs, and now she's over here giving coach blowjobs. Like,
Bro. Just gives me those big daddy vibes. He's all, "What's your 5-year plan? Don't die."
Don't die.
He's all, "Yeah, you're gonna remember me when you got that old body laying on top of you with loose skin and wrinkly balls. Gross."
Oh
That's what
man,
I'm
that's
saying,
fuck.
bro.
That's what
Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I
It
don't know.
just the whole situation just weirds me out. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. Next subject. Let's get into that whole Jacksonville Houston Texans game, man. Because Neck Mills, bro, he really stuck his neck out for the team and propelled the
He
Houston
really put his
Texans
neck
to a
out on a
win.
leash for that one.
Do you see his stat line, bro? 27 for 45, 292 yards, 2 tuds, 60% completion percentage, bro.
One
I mean,
rush.
dude, he made the Houston Texans look like they actually were worth the fuck this season offensively.
What in the fourth quarter?
I don't care when it was. If he wants to pull a
In the
JJ
fourth,
McCarthy and be good for 1 quarter, then he can do that. You know what I'm saying?
because quarter 1 through 3 were rough as fuck. It was the
That's what I said.
same old Texans.
If he wants to pull a JJ McCarthy and you know what I'm saying, then let's do it. But he gets the win though. He gets the win,
Yeah, he got the
right? So
win.
as far
He's
as
a
I'm
solid
concerned,
backup.
NFL MVP right now is Neck Mills. Because they ain't done nothing with CJ Stroud. And all of a sudden, this dude comes out here and throws damn near 300 yards.
Yeah, right.
Nico Collins.
And
Nico Collins had himself a day. 7 receptions, 136 yards. Dalton Schultz, 7 receptions, 53 yards. I mean, baby, that's what you want to
mhm.
see. Collective
Yeah,
effort from the rushing. What is that? Combined, they had over 100 yards rushing. 63 from Marks, 47 from Chubb, 20 from Neck.
looking Mr. Fantastic.
That boy stuck his neck out and gained 2 yards.
He stuck it. Golly.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
In all seriousness, he did some things that I liked. Oh shit. Excuse me. Sorry. He did a lot of things that I liked actually. His pocket awareness was 10%, maybe 20% better than CJ Stroud's. When
Hey,
he would
speaking of
actually
necks,
step.
bro, my neck hurts right now, dog. Shit.
You good?
Anyways, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
What did I say? He would step up in the pocket and step up the correct way. In the correct lane. He wouldn't run backwards much. When he scrambled in the right direction. Um, he scrambled when he made it, just like his touchdown. He was making those correct plays whenever he needed to. CJ looks like he can't make a decision in there to save his life, and it looked like Mills was able to make decisions. Some of them weren't the best, but nonetheless, he was making decisions and trying to rally his team to a win, which ultimately he did, and that's what I enjoyed watching from him that game. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, he also helps keep the Houston Texans playoff hopes alive too with that win. And
Yep, yep.
and
As I
you look at
said
Jacksonville, dude.
Friday.
Jacksonville started off hot. What were they like 4-1? And then now
Yep.
they're 5-4 after this week. I mean, just a complete 180 from what it looked like in the first quarter of the season to second quarter. They didn't do so hot, man. And they didn't start off hot in the third quarter this season either. So it's like, you know, they're just going back to their old selves. Now, granted, we got to give them some we'll give them a little bit of some leeway there, knowing that Travis Hunter's out, Brian Thomas is out, so they don't really have all their weapons. But nonetheless, that's why you pay your quarterback $50 million a year is to be able to overcome some of these discrepancies. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, kind of a bad weekend or yeah, kind of a bad week to use it as an example. But look at Josh Allen, bro. You know what I mean? no true wide receiver one, but he still figures out. He still figures out most of the time, I should say, most of the time, how to get a dub. You know what I mean? But obviously, with Josh, it's just like that dude has zero room for error. Zero. If
Yeah.
he's even off
So
this
you,
game a smidge, that whole team goes to shit. You
oh
know.
man,
And
and
then
they
if you
lose to the
look at how
Dolphins.
bad, yeah, and we'll just jump right into that topic because that was the next game that we're gonna go over anyways. You look at that run defense, bro. The run defense is terrible. They're averaging like 148 yards given up a game, which is like 30th in the NFL, 31st in the NFL, something like that, if not dead last.
Jeez.
But it's one of the worst run defenses in the league today. And so you think about that Josh has been able to pile up still 6 wins and all this with having the worst rush defense out there and not having a number one wide receiver. That's what I said. This dude is given a very small smidge amount that he can actually screw up on. Because if he's off his game even just a touch, they're losing that game.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind why they didn't make a move. Granted, listen to this shit. Listen to this report that came out. So the Buffalo Bills, they wanted to trade for Jalen Waddle. Miami wanted a
Okay.
first round pick. Miami wanted a first round pick for Jalen Waddle. The Bills offered them a 2027 first round pick. The Miami Dolphins turned around and said, no, we want a 2026 first round pick. The Bills said, no, we're not doing it. If you're the Buffalo Bills, your window is now. Your window is fixing to close, honestly.
Yeah.
At this rate, your window's fixing to close. What is that first round pick going to do for you next year that it can't do for you the following year? You're still going to have Josh Allen.
Yeah. Who do they got their eye on this year that they want so bad?
Well, Miami clearly has something or had something in mind had they been able to get that second pick. But either
Mm-hmm.
way, and here's just my take on the whole situation. My thing is that they, and who knows, maybe that's why they came out and put a fucking ass whooping on the Bills. You know, and that's probably also why Jalen Waddle was their number one targeted receiver
Yep.
this
Got me
this game.
23 points on my bench.
Yeah. 5 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Average 16.8 yards per reception. Devon Achane goes off. They said, fuck it, we're gonna just ram it down your throats. 22 rush yards or 22 attempts, 174 rush yards, 2 touchdowns, averaged 8 yards a carry. 8 yards a carry. On top of that, this motherfucker had 6 receptions for 51 yards. So he just went off, bro. Just went off. They
Over
made them look
100.
so
Yeah.
stupid. But anyways, man, yeah. So that when I heard about that report right there, man, I mean, granted, I'm glad they didn't get rid of Waddle, but at the same time, we probably could have used that pick at which I think, me personally, I think that the Dolphins would have used 2 of their first round picks to trade up to get the number 1 overall pick if there was somebody who they're eyeballing in this draft this past year that maybe that's why they even were fishing for a first round pick. But my thing is that you should have offloaded Jalen Phillips for a first or a second, not a third.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's just my
crazy.
thing.
A third
That's
round.
just my thing.
And
To
look
give
look
up
what
a
he did
third
tonight.
round. Yeah, I mean, but dude, he's worth more than a third round pick. The Eagles fucking stole him. Stole him. Howie Roseman, pure freaking genius, bro. Pure genius. Dude knows how to acquire talent for a handshake and a bag of chips. I'm telling
I
you.
saw TikTok. They're calling him the trade king.
He is, bro. He is. If you look at all of his trades, the ones that actually make sense, he gives up nothing. He gives up nothing and acquires all this talent. And then even still, even with giving up picks, whatever picks he has remaining, he hits on every single one of them.
Damn.
Dude
We
is
need
a
him in
dude is a
Texas.
genius.
We need him in Texas.
Yeah, dude is a genius. But nonetheless, man, like I said, the Buffalo Bills just completely wet the bed. So now they're 6-3. Now they're also struggling too, man, because they've owned the AFC East for the past what 6 years, something like that.
Since
And
Josh Allen's been in the league,
mhm. And you
maybe
had your
even
run,
before
bro.
that, because
Your chance was right when the fucking Patriots lost Tom Brady. They had nothing going on. They're in a complete rebuild.
and
And
now look
now
at them.
you've owned the AFC East for the last 6 years. You got nothing to show for it. You don't even have a Super Bowl appearance. And it sucks. But my thing is that you have nobody else but to blame but the coach, Sean McDermott.
Who is their coach? Sean McDermott.
McDermott.
McDermott. Mm.
So
When does he hit the
I
hot seat?
honestly I was about to say I honestly feel like if the Bills don't make a deep playoff run, excuse me, if the Bills don't make a deep playoff run, something tells me that Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills may part ways at
It
the end of
kind
the
of brings
season.
me
It's not
brings me to the whole Cincinnati Bengals. What's his name? Taylor, right? Coach Taylor,
Zach Taylor.
right? That's his name. I'm not tripping. Zach Taylor.
Yeah,
Kind of like that whole situation. They're kind of doing the same thing. What did you say?
right. No, for
Waste
sure. But in this
wasting
particular case
generational
here,
talent.
well, and I wouldn't say that Sean McDermott's wasted generational talent because the fact is that they've made deep playoff runs pretty much since he's been there and since he's had Josh Allen. The thing is that he can't get over the hump. They can't get past Kansas City. And not that we're going to get
In the
into this
play,
whole
yeah.
argument, but if you look at the four losses, a lot of it is to blame on the defensive side of the ball, which is what Sean McDermott was known for. He's a defensive minded coach.
Okay.
So I think that they mutually part ways at the end of the season because I think he's earned the right to at least finish the season and to not get fired. I think it should go down as them mutually parting ways. And then from
Well, yeah, I
there, I
mean,
think that if Joe Brady doesn't take another head coaching job elsewhere, I think Joe Brady gets promoted to head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
hmm. I mean,
I could very
I
much see
mean,
that happening.
the Bills ain't doing terrible. I mean, I don't. I mean, unless they're, I don't see them going on a losing record or a losing streak. For some reason, they did that, and then maybe I would say they'd get rid of him. But I don't think there going to be any signs of them getting rid of him at all. I think it'll be like somewhat of a surprise if they do,
I don't think it would be
even
a
if they do
surprise
part ways.
because there was rumors about him getting let go 2 seasons ago. Or if not 3
Oh
seasons
wow,
ago. There was rumors about that. Obviously, they stuck to their guns and they've waited Sean McDermott out. But look at Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy had nothing but winning seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, but just couldn't get past the first round of the playoffs, and they let him go as well. So you can have a winning
that's the
record as a
Cowboy. Yeah,
you can have a winning record as a coach and still be let go if you can't get over a hump. You know what I mean? It's at some point your window of opportunity closes. And for the Bills, it feels like that window with Sean McDermott is up after this season. And so that's why I
gotcha.
feel like they'll probably mutually part ways at the end of the year. I think. If they don't make a deep playoff run, if they somehow make it to the Super Bowl, obviously Sean McDermott has bought himself, some more time. But that's only if they even make the Super Bowl. They have to make a Super Bowl, in my opinion, in order for Sean McDermott to keep his job.
So I have an interesting. I just got an interest. I feel like it's an interesting question. Wh- What about Mike Tomlin? What happens with Mike Tomlin? Because he's one of the most winningest coaches in NFL history, with one of the best record coach. He's never had a losing record, but I mean, when was the last time they went to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Now, the thing that you have to understand with the Steelers though is that the Steelers organization has a standard. They have a code. They live by that code. And the reality is that they've only had 3 head coaches in their entire existence, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah, they've only had like Mike Tomlin is literally like the third head coach that the Steelers has ever
Holy
had,
shit!
ever. And so that just speaks to the level of
It's the
confidence and the
culture.
level of, yeah, that speaks to their culture of what they've instilled in Pittsburgh, is that they don't believe in firing coaches left and right, and then the Rooneys, they're part of the reason of the whole Rooney Rule in the first place, of making sure that these organizations actually interview minorities for head coaching positions. It's because of them. And what a coincidence that Mike Tomlin is their head coach, who's considered to be a minority, obviously because he's black. So, um, but look at his tenure there too. What is he? 17 years. 17
And
years with the
never had a
team.
losing season.
Never had a losing record. Has always figured out a way to win with the likes of Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph and an aging Ben Roethlisberger, who couldn't even, a turtle could move faster than him out of the pocket. But somehow, some way, he still managed to get winning seasons. And yeah, I mean, it sucks that you haven't made it to a Super Bowl, but I mean, if you look at what he's achieved with the talent on his roster over the past decade, he's overachieved. Every other coach in this league most likely would have had losing records, but not him. And so you can't put that blame on him. Now, two things can be true, right? Because yes, that looks great, but it also hurts them at the same time because it also has hindered their draft picks. They've averaged between 18 and 24 in the draft or whatever over the past decade. And so it hurts them in terms of getting them like some real hardcore talent, like that top five talent.
Mhm.
They're just
Yeah.
not there because that's not the Steeler way,
Mm. But then
or at least
that
that's
that
not
kind
the
of
that's
goes to
not the
like,
Tomlin way.
yeah. But that is that really an issue? Like didn't we talk about the Packers not ever having a first round pick in forever or something like that? They're kind of like in the same boat as them, huh? And they
Yeah,
always
but
just
they're in the
manage to
same
somehow
boat in
be
terms
good.
of quarterbacks. They're in the same boat in terms of quarterbacks because if you look at over the past 30 years, they've only had 3 starting quarterbacks.
That's crazy, man. I wish the Texans had some crazy ass fucking culture like that. I'm
Yeah.
switching up.
I mean, there's just those teams, especially those older organizations like Steelers and the Packers, man, that just have a certain culture to them that, again, in Tomlin's situation, Tomlin's earned the right to go out on his own terms.
Yeah,
And
that's
so if
true.
I'm the Rooney's, man, like, you could stay till you retire, because you've earned that right. Yeah, you haven't gotten us any Super Bowls as of late, and yeah, that kind of sucks, but you've
But he's
never
more than
lost a locker
capable
room.
of doing so with the right team.
Well, the thing is that even through all the chaos, right? All the lack of success, if you want to call it lack of success, he's never lost a locker room.
Yeah.
And that says something. That speaks to your leadership.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always had everyone's respect.
Absolutely. And leadership is hard to find. It doesn't then, people just don't grow on trees with this whole leadership thing, dude. It's there's a lot that goes involved with it, man. And can you imagine? I mean, dude, with the NFL, there's so many different egos out there. It's like that's tough, man. You're managing through all those egos. I mean, this is the same coach that had to deal with Antonio Brown, who is now being extradited on attempted murder.
Yeah, but that was pre CTE Brown.
But I'm just saying he had that guy, he had Juju, he had, I mean, not that Ben Roethlisberger was an issue, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, there's Ben Roethlisberger, but he did have some off the field issues though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had some legal issues as well that were pretty serious. And so,
Yeah.
he had to stay the course, and he had to, weather the storm
Yeah.
throughout all that.
Didn't
And
Ben
and like
have
you
a
said,
like a sexual assault case?
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I remember, yeah.
And and somehow weathered the storm throughout all that, bro. Never had a losing record. So, as far
Mm.
as I'm concerned, he's earned the right to just to stay and to leave on his own terms. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have nothing else to do but to accept that. And
Yeah.
as just a football fan, I accept that.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone dislikes Mike Tomlin, but it just brought up. I just brought up the question because it kind of gets because nowadays like that's like like his standard for any other coach wouldn't be accepted nowadays. I don't think like the last couple years because he I know he hasn't had a losing record, but I know there's been years where that he's gone like 8-8 or 9-9, whatever the even Steven score is, and it's like nowadays that's unacceptable. But back like what you say, the culture and who he is, he's he is the Steelers through and through. He
Mhm.
embodies what it means to be a Steeler. So that alone is it's not that alone, but that in itself could be an argument to why he is still there, why he's special. He's a one offer.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Ah man. If you can go to any NFL stadium today to watch any game, where would you go?
Man, believe it or not, I would actually want to go to um Lambeau Field. I hear that it's such an
Same.
awesome atmosphere, bro.
The history behind
Um,
it is why I want to go.
I'm
It's
not a
still the
Packers fan,
original.
obviously. I'm a Dolphins fan, but nonetheless, it's like I feel like the Packers, unless you're like a Cowboys fan, like outside of Cowboys Nation itself, you know what I mean? I feel like there's just a certain type of respect around the Green Bay organization that just NFL
Yeah.
fans themselves kind of have towards that team. And the fact that they don't even have an owner.
Nope. The city owns the
The
team.
city owns them. Yeah, the people own the team,
That's
And
crazy.
so
I was saying like I would go there too,
yeah, I would
without a doubt.
definitely want to go visit Lambeau Field for sure. I mean, I think that's something that all of us football fans should all at least do once in your lifetime. Unfortunately for
Yeah.
me, I haven't had the opportunity to go or the
Yeah.
honor to go.
Packers versus the Texans. Dude, and
It
I
hasn't
want to
presented
sit
itself to me.
in on the Lambo on the wall where they jump. I want a Lambo leap to come to me. I wouldn't even care. I would cheer for the Packer fan just to get a Lambo leap in me. Yeah. But yeah, bro. It's still the original stadium from when they first built it. The only thing they've ever done is just added on. The stadium at one point had more seats than it had than the city of Green Bay had population.
Really?
Yes, at one point. I don't know if it's still like that, but at one point the stadium held more people than the population of Green Bay.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, because Green
Well,
Bay is just, I guess, it's just like a small town.
I want to shift topics with you if that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump over here because like I said, the New York Jets obviously they offloaded and then acquired all these picks. So everyone just thought, okay, cool, they're tanking for the rest of the season. But then they somehow come out and beat the Cleveland Browns 27-20. Right? No Quentin Williams, no Sauce Gardner on the defensive side. And yet somehow they only put up 20 points. And mind you, uh, they have Dylan Gabriel starting as the quarterback. And so that's actually where I want to kind of go into this. So this is Dylan Gabriel in his 5 starts in the NFL. He is 1-4 as a starter. He has a total of in 5 games, he's got a total of 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. 2 of those games, he walked away with no touchdowns. Against the Jets, he was 17-32, 167 yards, completing only 53% of his passes. And so in your
Yikes.
in your opinion, should they try to start Shador Sanders and see if they got something in this kid? Is it time
I
to
think it's
start
only.
Shador Sanders?
I think it is time. I think so. I mean, what do they got to lose?
Exactly.
Season's gone. Season's gone.
Yep.
Just do it. Just do it. I mean,
You have
can
to
he
start
play
planning
worse
for the
than Dylan
future
Gabriel?
again.
Maybe. Can he play worse than Gabriel? Maybe. But here's the winner in all this. I think the hype behind him starting, I think you might get a win just based off the hype and the guy's excited and his energy that he'll bring to the Browns team. I think they might pull off a win, and who knows what happens after that, depending on who they play and what the schedule looks like. Um, I could definitely see that being an outcome. Uh, Dylan Gabriel looks a lot like homeboy who was seeing ghosts in the field. I didn't watch the game, but I see the highlights, and then I saw, of course, the famous clip that's going around where this dude's on a call in the middle of the game, looking like he's fucking talking to the president of the United States, and he's telling him that he needs to play better on national television, that he's representing America, and he's not doing so well. So I don't know. I'd start him.
I would too. And staying on that same team right there with the Cleveland Browns, when we talk about coaches that are on the hot seat or coaches that are going to be let go, Kevin Stefanski, I think, is another one of those coaches that's going to be let go at the end of the season. With the way that
Yeah.
this whole thing played out this season with Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, and it's just like, man, it's terrible. Again, and at
Yeah.
one point, you were paying 7 quarterbacks on your payroll and only had 3 of them on your team. Of those 7 quarterbacks, only 3 were on the team.
That's
That was
crazy,
on your
bro.
payroll, meaning that you paid for other players to play against you.
And who would even be willing to take? Well, not who would be willing. I'm sure any coach would want to take that job. But what are the interests? Like, what's the interest in taking that job? I want to know who's over here. Like, man, I can't wait for Stefanski to get fired so I can go shine. Like, I want to know.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's not a very desirable location, and which is also part of the reason why you have limited success there.
Yeah, I heard Cleveland's not even one of like Cleveland's not the best city.
Well, it's probably not I don't know about the city itself, but I mean, it's certainly a football town. I mean, the city itself definitely backs the the Cleveland Browns for sure. I mean, hell, aren't they building them a new stadium?
They are.
Yeah, so it's like the city's
Wow.
definitely behind the
What the
football
fuck?
team for sure. That you have the city, and the city, even through all the dog shit years that they've had when they went 0-16 and whatever, like when they're just absolutely the worst organization ever in the history of the NFL, like, fans were still there. They were still there supporting the team. And so they have the city's back. But it's just
The
that
dog pound.
operationally wise, it's like, dude, you failed to hit on every single pick except for Baker Mayfield and Miles Garrett. Those are the only 2 things that you had good going for you. You got rid of one,
No, they had
and
to get rid of them.
you almost lost the other.
Yeah. And you're about to. Who knows? He looks pretty fed up with the team.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you can only imagine that, a lot of the frustrations are kept in house. So you're not going to hear it out in the media like you did this year with the Miami Dolphins, where they're just kind of airing their shit out publicly. So you're not
Yeah.
gonna hear a lot about that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that Miles Garrett is fucking pissed. He's done.
You think he retires or he asks for a trade?
He just signed an extension, bro. He's good.
You don't think anything? You don't think
He
you think he just plays out, just keeps on losing?
well, I mean, I think he's gonna finish his career off there, yes, but I think that if he doesn't finish his career off there, it's gonna be after this season or after this contract.
Yeah.
Maybe they might trade him on the last year of his contract just so that way they can still get some sort of value out of it. But outside of that, I mean, I just,
He's gonna be like a Von
yeah.
Miller.
Mm, well, that's the thing. Miles Garrett doesn't really get injured like the way that Von Miller was always injured.
Well, Von Miller's like fucking what 42, 43 right now, still playing.
Well, he's up there now, but I don't think he's that old. Is he?
Something. I thought he was in his 40s. I could be tripping. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know ball.
No.
He's all 37.
He's 36 years old, bro. Now, granted, that is old in the NFL, especially for a linebacker. That's really old because, like I said, most people only make it 10 years tops. Like
Yeah.
that's if you're like a top notch player, you're gonna go 10 years. But outside of that, you really don't make it past that. So for him to be able to stay alive all this time in the NFL, it's like, you know, that just speaks to the level. Because at his age too, it's not like he's playing every single snap. So he's brought in a lot of times at this age now. It's more just so for the knowledge, right? To be a veteran presence in the rooms, um, and
Yeah.
to be mentoring all the young players on what it is that he sees and how he would approach and attack an offense or whatever the case may be. He's gonna be teaching that to a lot of the younger kids, which is a lot of times all
Yeah.
they expect from these guys, as they get to these later stages in their career. Is like, hey, like we just want you to come in to be a mentor and a teacher to the younger players. We don't need you to play. Kind of just need you more as like a secondary coach, an extension of the leadership that's on the staff.
Right.
But yeah, for sure, man. Going back to the whole Shador Sanders thing, though, man, they absolutely need to start Shador Sanders. I think this week, I think that's something that they should just start doing to finish off the season. Dylan Gabriel has showed you through 5 games that he's just absolutely trash. The only win came against the Dolphins, and that was because Tua basically gave them that game by throwing fucking, I don't know, what was it, 3, 4 picks? Two of them were like pick sixes or some shit. Like I don't even remember that game because it was so bad I wanted to forget it. It was that
This
bad.
can't be the same Dolphins that just beat the Bills.
Oh, of course. It is.
The NFL in a nutshell.
The NFL in a nutshell this season, bro. It's just been such a chaotic roller coaster, man. Like I said, you don't know who's doing what, man. But let's move on to Matthew Stafford, man. Like I said, the Rams beat the 49ers 42-26. The Rams are 7-2 right now. They're the fifth seed in the NFC, only behind, really only behind a couple of different teams, but man, Matthew Stafford, bro, is just winding the clock back, it seems like, and he's just playing at an all-time level. He threw for 4 touchdowns this past game, no interceptions, 280 yards, 66% of his passes. And then on the season right now, what is he? He's at 2,400 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions on the season.
He leads in touchdowns. Is that right? For quarterbacks.
For quarterbacks, yes, I believe so. Yep, he leads the league in passing touchdowns, 25. The next closest quarterback to him right now is Jared Goff at 20, behind Herbert and Drake May at 19 apiece. But
Damn.
only two interceptions on the season. His quarterback rating this year, so far for the season, is 114, and he's completing 67% of his passes.
Imagine that. Matthew Stafford versus Jonathan
At
Taylor in the Super Bowl.
That would be pretty gnarly. That'd be pretty nuts. I mean, the Rams defense ain't no joke either. The Rams defense is doing really good too. So they're playing complementary football on all three phases of it.
All the
But
way around. Yeah.
just kind of singling in on Stafford himself. I mean, the guy is just playing at an all time level. You know,
Yeah. MVP. That's all I'm saying on X as well. If it ain't Jonathan Taylor, it's Matthew Stafford. I saw an interview of Tom Brady tooting his horn, telling him that he has about 8 more years to go.
That's
What
funny,
did he
man.
say? He goes,
But dude,
he said,
like,
"You're only 37. You got about 8 more years to go, and I'll be here to watch them all."
listen to these numbers here when you look at the Rams overall too, just how they're playing collectively as a team. Look at the last 4 games that they played. I'm just going to give you numbers here. The final results: 42-26 win, 34-10 against the Saints win, 35-7 against the Jags win, 17-3 against the Ravens, 23-26 the 49ers, 27-20 Colts, 26-33 Eagles, 33-19 Titans, 14-9 Texans. Like, dude,
Damn.
outside of the Eagles and the 49ers, they've held every other team under 25 points.
Damn. I believe they're what, top 5 defense?
Absolutely. They've been doing
Were
a
they
tremendous
3?
job, man. And then Stafford
What-
himself, like I said, has just been all world. I mean, just the last 3 games alone, just in 3 games alone, that dude has 13 touchdowns, no interceptions in 3 games.
And and Puka just came back last game, right?
Yeah. And Puka was missing at one of those games against the Jags. He didn't have Puka Nakua there. He had
Yeah.
washed up Devontae Adams, according to you.
Yeah. Hey, what has he done since though?
Ball out.
Whatever. It's because I don't have him on fantasy. Like, watch. I'm getting ready to trade. I'm getting ready to trade Brown, and someone's gonna pick him up, and he's gonna start popping off.
Devontae Adams right now against the 49ers. He had 6 receptions, 77 yards, 1 touchdown. Let's see here. Against the Saints, 5 receptions, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Against the Jags, 5 receptions, 35 yards, 3 touchdowns. So, yeah,
God damn.
he's still coming along quite nicely. He's looking good.
Jeez Louise.
He's not putting up wide receiver 1 numbers like he used to, right? But again, because of where he's at in his career and in the stage that he's in, right? He's brought in more for his mentorship, his leadership, teaching the younger guys how to be better and stuff like that. Obviously, he's still has the ability to play if needed. He's able to play wide receiver 1 still, but that's not his role anymore. And it's understanding where
Yeah.
these guys are at in their stage of the career. And right now, his stage is wide receiver 2, assisting Puka Nakua to be that wide receiver 1. But you still can't knock the hands of Devontae Adams, bro. Still has some of the best hands in the league for sure.
Yeah. I'm seeing that now. Now that he's not on my fantasy.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. But anyways, man, we'll close off the night with the game that I said was the must watch of the week, dog. The Chargers versus the Steelers, 25-10. Justin Herbert coming through, 220 yards, only 1 touchdown, but no interceptions. Completed 60% of his passes. He had Aaron Rodgers, a shell of himself, only completing 50% of his passes. Had 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Oh man, like I said, this was the game to watch just because specifically if you were a football fan, you wanted the Chargers to beat the Steelers primarily because that even made it that much harder for the Chiefs to get into the playoffs. Dog. What's up, baby? What's up,
Dude,
baby?
the first half of the game was actually kind of boring though. It was a freaking snooze fest. It wasn't to the second half the shit started to pop off. A little bit.
Hey, I wasn't talking about the game to be entertaining, dog. I just needed the Chargers to win. I just needed them to win. The Broncos are 8-2, the Chargers are 7-3, and the Chiefs are sitting at 5-4. Granted, they had a bye week this week, right? So they didn't get a chance to kind of give themselves a little bit of redemption here, but they will be going up against the Broncos here coming up next week. And so that would be a matchup right there because divisional. So it counts as technically as two games, right? Because it's a win loss in the same division. So
Yeah.
it could have, it has high stakes to it. And dude, I just gotta ask you this. If the Chiefs lose, do you think that all their playoff hopes are gone? If the Chiefs lose this
Ooh.
weekend, do you think that kills the playoff hopes for Kansas City? Because the Chargers don't look like they're letting off the gas anytime soon. And
Yeah, the Chargers are doing good, man.
as weird as the Broncos have been winning games because they haven't looked dominant in some of their games, but they're just coming out with the wins nonetheless.
It's the defense.
The defense is holding it down for sure. And so you're going to have two stacked defenses. I mean, it's going to be a low scoring affair in my opinion. I think it's going to come down to both teams are held under 20 points. It's going to probably come
Mhm.
down to another field goal again. But nonetheless, like dude, if the Broncos win, man, like what does that say for the Chiefs playoff hopes?
So I thought I was right. So I was looking at the Chargers earlier. I don't know why I was looking at their schedule, but they got actually a pretty decent schedule coming up. Now the next two games aren't too bad. They play the Jaguars and they play the Raiders. But after that, they play the Eagles and then they match up with the Chiefs and then they play the Cowboys, which of course the defense isn't much to worry about. But if you don't outscore Dak, then you know you probably won't win that game. So they're gonna have to put up some points to win that game. And then after the Cowboys, they play the Texans, followed by the last game of the season being the Broncos. So they really don't have much of a they don't close the season easily. It's gonna be a tough season for them to end it. Let's look what the Chiefs look like. How are the Chiefs ending it? Chiefs got oh man, Chiefs too. They got the Broncos and the Colts. Damn. They play the Cowboys, then the Texans, Chargers, Titans. They get a little breather there. Back to the Broncos, and then the Raiders. Man, that's
Yeah, so they got
it. Might
three
come
easy
down to who
games.
who could win that. Who could win that matchup?
But so like let's look at that real quick, right?
Man,
So
I
looking
don't
at their
know.
schedule, they got three easy victories, the way I see it.
Who?
The the Chiefs do. Because I think that they're
Okay.
gonna beat the Cowboys. I think they're gonna beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. They're gonna beat the
Really?
Titans. Yes, they're gonna beat the Titans and they're gonna beat the Raiders for sure. You can book those. So that's three
So the
wins.
other
So that
day you
puts
were
them.
just joking about the Cowboys winning on Thanksgiving.
No, I said I hope. I hope because
Oh,
the Cowboys have a tendency where again when the Cowboys are supposed to lose, they win. When they're supposed to win, they lose. Well, they're supposed to lose this game, so hopefully they win. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing like a little reverse fuckery here. You know what I'm saying? Some little mind fuckery, some little mind trickery. But anyways, so the Cowboys, the Titans, the Raiders, you can book those as wins for them. So that's going to put them at 8 wins on the season. So that only leaves the Broncos, the Colts, the Texans, the Chargers, and the Broncos again. So that's 5 games left. You know, if they win two of those, they go 10-7. But the Chargers already beat them once before. I mean, granted, yes, they didn't have Hollywood Brown in the mix, but would it really have made that much of a difference in week one had Hollywood Brown played? I don't know. And even with
well, let's
Xavier
see.
Worthy
So
going down on the first play, Xavier Worthy hasn't been doing anything all season either. So it's like, is it really like, I don't know. a lot of people threw a lot of like shade on that win, saying that, oh well, the Chiefs weren't fully rostered. They weren't fully healthy. But
Yeah.
you look at them now. It's not like they're blowing people. Uh, they blew people out throughout the season. I mean, granted, against the Raiders and the
Mhm.
Commanders, yeah, they blew them out, but it's the Raiders and the Commanders, dog.
It's the teams you
What do you
expect to
expect?
blow out.
Exactly. But going up against the Jags, they lost 28-31. The Lions 30-17. The Lions just wet the bed. They had one bad game. Um, the Ravens, albeit without Lamar Jackson, the game was 37-20. Not exactly a doors blown off type game. Eagles
Yeah.
17-20, Chargers 21-27. They're not blowing these teams out whether they're healthy or not.
Yeah.
They lost to
I
the
don't know. I just
Bills
think I
twenty-one
think
twenty-eight.
think it's just a good matchup. Herbert versus Mahomes. I don't. I can't just give it to either one of them. But look at the Chargers schedule. You could probably give them only two for sure wins, which is the Raiders and maybe the Cowboys. But the Raiders and the Jaguars. Because I wouldn't even, man. I can't even bet in the Chiefs to beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys are so 50-50. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to do with them. It's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know. Oh man, that's tough. That's a tough division to be in right now. That's for sure.
A very
Even for the
tough division, and
Broncos.
that's because they still have a 66% chance to make the playoffs. So I'm not sitting here saying that their playoff hopes are completely dead and gone, but I do think that this next game against the Chargers, I think that it has such a drastic playoff implication type of feeling to it that if they lose, that could really put a stain on their playoff hopes for sure. Because
Yeah.
remember, only 7 teams are gonna make the playoffs. And so if you look at the current AFC standings, you got for sure it's gonna be as it stands right now, it's gonna be the Patriots, the Steelers, the Colts, and the Broncos. So then after that, it goes by record. So it's gonna be the Bills and the Chargers. That's 6 teams right there. So who's the seventh team? Right now it would be the Jaguars, but you also have the Ravens on the come up. The Ravens ain't letting off the gas anytime soon.
Yeah. Lamar's
You know,
healthy.
and they're a game away from taking the AFC North. Then you got Joe Burrow that's
Damn it.
fixing to come back too. You have Joe Burrow fixing to come back. He's starting to practice. He started practicing today, so he's got a 21-day process where he's got to rehabilitate himself back into practice before he can start his first game. And if Joe Flacco and the Bengals can figure out how to hold down the fort for the next 3 weeks, you're staring at a 500 football team, along with the Ravens probably sitting at like 6-5, and the Steelers, depending on how they shake it out, they might be a 500 team as well. So the AFC North is going to be up for grabs.
Yeah. I don't know. I could sit here and act like I know what's gonna happen this season, but the truth of the matter is I don't know what the heck is gonna happen, even on Thursday's game, because
None of us
this has
do,
been the
man.
most confusing season of the NFL I've ever witnessed. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna act like I'm gonna tell you that the Broncos can possibly win out the rest of the season, so they probably shouldn't have to worry about anything because looking at their schedule, they got the Chiefs next, which we know they can shut them. They can if they can hold their offense, they'll win. They got the Commanders, which I can see them beating. Raiders, that's a win. I can see them overcoming the Packers. They didn't play so hot tonight either. The Packers don't look like the team we thought they were going to be. Jaguars, dub, Chiefs again, and then the Chargers. They could probably lose 2 games in the rest of the season, I would say.
Dude, and what's
They could
crazy
probably
is that the
split.
more my bad, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they could probably split between the Chiefs and then maybe lose to the Chargers. That's about it. That's how maybe their season ends.
Well, I was gonna. You brought up something about Green Bay. You know what's crazy is that the more that Green Bay loses, the more and more that helps the Cowboys because that's a higher and higher pick that they get in the draft.
Oh,
Or actually, wait, they gave away the Green Bay pick, didn't they, for Quinnen Williams for this year's draft? It was a 2026 first rounder.
was it?
I think so. I think it was for next year's draft. So
Mm.
maybe not this one, but next year, if they continue to lose at that rate, it only helps Jerry Jones because then that draft pick actually goes to a higher seeded pick.
Yeah, it has more weight on it. Yeah.
Yep,
Huh.
which is crazy. So, man, yep. But
Well,
anyways, man, like you said, it's a crazy NFL season. It's been wild. We don't know who's gonna win. You don't even know who's gonna win week to week, bro. That's what's crazy.
no, yeah.
But we're here for it all, man. We're here for it all, and we're here to keep you in the loop. You like that? We're here to keep you in the loop
Stay in the loop.
and just look at it from both ends of the table, right? We're gonna see things from both sides, and we hope to keep you guys in tune with everything that's going on. But we're gonna sign off for the night, folks. It's 11:48 at night. We got work in the morning. I got to drive down to Edinburgh, dude. Whew.
Mm.
Gotta love it.
Get some warm weather down there.
Duty calls, my man. Duty calls. But anyways, we appreciate you guys for listening and watching in, staying up late with us tonight. And if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about, then please jump on YouTube, watch the video again, drop comments in there so we can see them. Or you can even use the hashtag bet and we'll also see it that way too. So just let us know if there's any other topics that you guys want us to discuss. Other than that, you guys have a good night. God bless. See you later. Peace.
BETT.